Hello and welcome to today's episode of Leadership Dialogue, the show where we go beyond headlines to explore the decisions, challenges and visions shaping today's leaders. From leadership to politics to business, governance to social impact, we bring you in-depth conversations with the people driving change in Nigeria and of course beyond Nigeria. My name is OMOTOLA Adeleke. I also have Esther Undoma. She will be joining me on the program as well. Esther, how you doing?
Very fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I also have right here with us the National Chairman of the Democratic Leadership Alliance, Barrister Samuel Meme. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Good afternoon, viewers.
All right, so today, our focus will be on the emergence of DLA, its future prospect and impact on Nigerians' 2027 elections. Ahead of the 2027 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially registered two new political parties: the Democratic Leadership Alliance DLA and the Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC, bringing the total number of parties in Nigeria to 21. Speaking at a consultative meeting with political parties, INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amukbiton-San highlighted growing concerns over persistent leadership crisis within parties, noting that internal dispute often result in prolonged litigation that distracts the commission from its core mandate. He also warned that declining voter turnout threatens the integrity of the electoral process and emphasized the need for renewed citizen engagement and electoral reforms.
The key mandate of this political party is innovation, ICT-driven innovations and training for young Nigerians and the other Nigerians as well. Nigerians should begin to experience real-time change in this country. And when we talk about change in this country have been bastardized by so many other political organizations. And we have carefully looked at what inspired the formation of the DLA today is because of the issues we are having in this country. We believe that for us to have sanity in our political system, we must have viable political party. The key mandate of this.
All right, so that was the national chairman of DLA, Barrister Meme. Barrister Meme, once again, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. My pleasure.
Congratulations for the recent news, the official registration of DLA as a political party in Nigeria. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So let me ask you this: what are the visions and core mission of DLA?
Well, simply put, thank you very much for the opportunity, and this is the first time we are showing up in the media, at least to address Nigerians and to congratulate our members nationwide and worldwide at large. Well, it is very clear, one of the things that inspire us as a political party, first as a political association, which has now metamorphosed into a political party, is a vision for a better and a new Nigeria. And some of those things, quite clear, has to do with the issue of political ideology in Nigeria. Okay. And of course, there is this saying all along in this country that there seems to be no political ideology in this country. And that is the reason why you see people moving from one political party to another. It is very clear that many people do not understand that for you to have a solid leadership in this country, political leadership, there must be clear terms of operation by a political party. That has been in full-time absence in all the political parties that we have currently in Nigeria. Our political party, Democratic Leadership Alliance, also known as the Leadership Party, is driven by ideology rooted in leadership, rooted in science and technology, and among other things that can bring prosperity to this country.
All right, so DLA seems to be the only political party amongst all other new political parties to meet full requirement of the INEC. So how did you do it? How were you able to comply with the Independent National Electoral Commission to come out successful?
Well, that is exactly what leadership is all about, and we must practice what we preach as a people. Interestingly, we we just decided to do our things the way we feel it is the right way to do it. We organize ourselves in the right and in the best way we feel we could, and to the best of our ability. And we went through the electoral guidelines. We went through all the necessary information provided by INEC.
Okay.
And we were able to, skate through, provide all the necessary information, satisfied the required law and the rules and procedures to become a political party. And thankfully, INEC went through that, and we want to commend INEC for the job well done, because some of us who are in the dissenting voices, we believe that we have not had the best in this country. We have not had the best as far as political leadership is concerned in Nigeria, and we were inspired by so many things that affect us as a people. And we came up and we said, look, it is time for us to change the political narrative, and without knowing anyone, without doing any other thing, but we believe that we have done the right thing, and INEC graciously approved our association to be registered as a political party. Today, we are a full-fledged political party.
Okay, so speaking on this, so what immediate reforms are you prioritizing within the party structure?
Well, the electoral guideline is very clear about the operation of political party in Nigeria. As a political group, as a political organization, we have so many things we are already implementing. We already have our guidelines stated in our constitutions. We already have our programs embedded in our manifesto. And most importantly, this political party is not just a vehicle to attain political offices. This is the first time we are establishing a political party, operating as a political party and full-time institution in this country. But regarding to your question, what are the immediate reforms? Of course, the immediate reforms has to do with implementing the ideology and the principles of the political party, the Democratic Leadership Alliance.
Okay, so beyond winning elections on the party, what ideologies and decisions are you coming up with?
Well, the constitution is very clear. Like I mentioned to you, I said the party is rooted in leadership. And when I mean leadership recruitment, some of the things that distinguish our political party from other political parties include the leadership recruitment process. For instance, in the leadership party, the DLA, you cannot hold position in the party without undergoing a leadership training program, established by the party. And it is a 3-month program to enable officials of the party to understand the ideology of the party before you can hold position, even down to the ward level. Now, this opportunity will give people to understand what the party is all about, what the party basically means, and the ideology of the party. And secondly, you cannot contest an election under the platform of the party without also undergoing this 3-month opposite program, an advanced leadership program of 2 months. That is a whole lot of 5 months.
5 months.
And the second part of it, which is the advanced leadership program, is for the aspirants of the political party to understand the manifesto of the political party.
Okay.
Now, for the first time, we are having a political party with a clear mandate manifesto. It therefore means that even as an aspirant or someone who wants to serve the people, want to serve your country, when you come into the DLA, you must first appreciate the manifesto of the party, which is rooted in leadership and in science and technology, among other things. So you first understand, you'll be asked if you are willing to implement the manifesto of the political party. If you're not willing to implement the manifesto of the political party, then you stand no chance to
all right. Beyond just DLA members and bringing in members to the Democratic Leadership Alliance, how do you intend to mobilize grassroots support, especially to win the trust of Nigerians?
No, that is very simple. And like I said, this is an institutionalized political party wherein the party is rooted basically in leadership recruitment processes, trainings for the young Nigerians. And most of our trainings are rooted in science and technology, like I said.
Okay, so you're going beyond politicizing. You're also going into skill acquisition.
Skill acquisition, we're going beyond that. Winning elections is going to be a gain or a profit for the political party. not the ultimate goal of the political party.
Okay, so quickly, let's talk about, what Nigerians are clamoring for right now. A lot of Nigerians are talking about real-time passage of election result through electronic, transmission, of course. So what is the idea of DLA? Do they support the real-time transmission of election result or not? And why?
In fact, as a political association before we became a political party, don't forget that the DLA as an association, which is formerly known as Democratic Leadership Association, has been in the forefront in clamoring for electoral reform, and part of those electoral reform has to do with transmission of results in real time. And we, even recently, we were also at the National Assembly as part of our Occupy National Assembly protest.
Okay, you went out for the protest.
Of course, we were there on Monday, and we are still, is work in progress. We believe that for us to have a credible election, there must be some level of transparency. There must be a comprehensive intention for us to have indeed a transparent election, particularly on the part of the lawmakers to identify the Electoral Act and ensure that the Electoral Act accommodates compulsory upload and transmission of this result in real time, so that Nigerians will begin to have confidence. You can see that in today's Nigeria, many people, particularly the young people, do not have faith in our electoral system. They don't have faith and confidence in our electoral process. And this is very dangerous to our nascent democracy. It is time for us to have a transparent system so that we can rekindle. If you have a system of election where people do not have the confidence, do not have the zeal to participate in the electoral process, that is the beginning of the downfall of a nation.
So speaking on these people that don't have trust in electoral, how do you intend to rebuild the public confidence in leadership and your party?
Yeah, that is part of the social orientation we are going to embark on. Already we have been sensitizing Nigerians through various platforms. We are going to intensify all of these things now that we are on the forefront of leadership advocacy and what have you. We are going to roll out programs, to let Nigerians know that this is not going to be business as usual. We want to run a political party that will give sense and belongings to every member of the political party, in the sense that for you to be a member of the Democratic Leadership Alliance, first you will be proud to be a member of the party. You have opportunity to access programs organized by the political party. And as a matter of fact, all the state chapters of the party will become a training ground for Nigerians at large.
All right, so let's talk about, prospect. Ekiti State governorship election is going to happen this year. We also have that of Osun State. Is DLA going to participate?
Well, unfortunately, we will not be participating in those elections.
Okay.
But hopefully, and of course, by the opportunity given to us by Nigeria, we are going to participate in 2027
presidential election.
In all the aspects of the elections. We're going to participate in all the House of Assembly elections.
Okay.
We're going to participate in the state elections, governorship elections, National Assembly, and the presidential election. And we are not just participating, we are coming to take over the leadership mantle of this country.
All right, so we have major political parties already taking the win. We have APC, PDP. Of course, we have some of these popular ones popping up right now, ADC and the rest of them. DLA is obviously new. It's a new political party with its own ideology, of course. So how do you stand the chance of, beating some of these people who are already popular? Do you think you stand a chance against these popular ones?
I can tell you that right now, the most popular political party is a DLA.
Why do you say so?
And this is very clear because you can see that if you go to the streets to interact with Nigerians about the ones you refer to be popular political party, they are popular because they are old political parties.
Okay.
They are old, they are tired political parties, and they must be retired. These are political parties that do not have the interests of Nigerians. And don't forget, I have listened to some of the interviews, particularly the interviews granted by the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, with due respect to him. But unfortunately, when I try to, because political parties should serve as the guidelines to the government of the day, particularly if your political party is a ruling political party. Now, political parties should serve as a guiding angel of the representatives in government. What that simply means is that political parties should be responsible for the downfall and the upliftment of the representation in governance.
Okay.
It therefore means that for any political party that have failed to represent the interests of the well-meaning Nigerians, such a political party should be voted out. And that is why I say that for now, as it stands now, the DLA, based on vision, prospects, and the ideology of the party, this is the only party that we believe that can take Nigeria out of this quagmire. The ones you refer to be the old and the popular political party, they are popular for notorious reasons. And that is why, and what inspired many of the young Nigerians behind the Democratic Leadership Alliance, to come up with the political party that can liberate Nigeria out of the doldrum.
All right, so talking about, Esther, quickly, talking about internal wrangling, talking about internal disputes and all that, how do you, of course, we've had lots of political parties, even up until today, having internal issues. The Labour Party still have internal issues. The PDP crisis is something, if we start talking about, we might not even live here today. So how do you intend to, avoid some extreme level of internal dispute in the DLA if it happens or before it even happens?
Yeah, we have been in this journey for over 3 years right now. The association is as old as about 3 years. Shortly before the general election in 2023, and we have taken our time to carry out research to understand why we keep having political party issues. And some of those things and the reasons are very clear. One, the foundational principles of these political parties. These political parties had no focus. They are mere vehicles to attain political power.
Okay.
And that is why you've seen them, derail from what they refer to as being their core value. Now, we've had political parties over the years in the history of this country whose destiny lies in the hands of individuals who simply formed these political parties. Now, but, coming to the peak of responding to your question, what we have done is to understand the various constitutions of all of these political parties.
Okay.
And we have been able to correct all of these ills in our constitution. Now, this simply means that in our constitution, for instance, like I mentioned earlier, you cannot hold position in the Democratic Leadership Alliance without first participating in the leadership program of the party. It is a constitutional issue. It is not something that can be waived by the INEC. It's not something that can be waived by the NWC. It is a constitutional requirement. Now, the 3 months...
This is like a form of training.
Is a form of training for you to understand the ideology of the political party.
Okay.
And when you understand the ideology of the political party, it's a 3 months program. And that will enable the leadership of the party, particularly those that are in charge of the training process. Don't forget, it is not a requirement for becoming a member, but it is a requirement for holding position in the party. So what you've seen over the years in other political parties is that, people just come into political and most time they destroy the political structure. Now, having said that, in addition to that, other principles in the party requires for aspirants who want to contest, it is also compulsory that they must undergo the 3 months leadership program, and in addition, extra 2 months program to understand the manifesto of the party. Now, this is quite a long period of time for us to understand and study these personalities coming into the party, and most time it's also a transformational process. For those who are coming in from other political party, this exercise and this period will enable them to have a rethink and have over and over a rethink for them to begin to think for the betterment of Nigeria.
All right.
And again, there are other mechanisms in place, the similar measures in place to deal with such issues. Unlike other political parties where, they attend some of these things with some level of emotion. Our disciplinary measure is very clear, and once we identify the issue of anti-party, party-relating issues, or any other issues that has to do with working against the political party, we can easily, trigger and quickly deal with the issues and identify such persons, and of course,
you expel
the party.
them.
Well, there are so many items in the constitution that has to do with these such issues, which include the issue of suspension, expel, and the rest of them. So we intend to instill discipline in our political party, and not just in our political party. We have already set agenda for subsequent political parties that will come into this country. And this political party is going to outphase the so-called popular political party, because it's no longer going to be fashionable. The one you now refer to as a popular political party are already obsolete, both in their tradition, in their rules, and in their regulations.
All right.
So as regards to holding political places in the party, what if after all of this 5 months training, they fail the party or the people? How will they be held accountable?
Now, we for those aspiring and for those to represent the party in governance, there is a provision in the constitution of the political party that provides mandatory oaths, oath of allegiance, that will be sworn through the Federal High Court, and the mandatory oath of not taking the mandate of the party to another political party in the case of defection. Now, what this simply means is that we have been able to correct the issue of incessant defections from one political party to another political party. So if you, before you, any aspirant who intend to hold office, whether in the executive arm of government or the legislative arm of government, before you obtain an expression of interest form in the DLA, you must fulfill all of these requirements. So if any of the any member of the party who is serving in government or representing the people, they decide to defect from the political party, it is very simple.
That you would have to vacate, any position that you hold.
It is easy for the party to just go to court and declare the seat vacant, and the INEC will conduct a fresh election, and they will bring in another representative.
All right. So quickly, let's go on a short break, and of course, and when we return, we'll continue the discussion, and of course, throw more questions to the national chairman of the Democratic Leadership Alliance. We will be right back.
As a people and members of LJE Green community, we share a deeper commitment to protect not only our environment, but also the rights and dignity of all individuals within our reach. Every day, we are faced with responsibility to uphold human dignity. If you see something happening around you, do not turn blind eye. We must act, because that's where our role as ambassadors come in. Being an ambassador doesn't require any superpower. It requires awareness, compassion, and the willingness to speak up. If you see something, say something.
Not a political party for those who destroyed Nigerians.
So your political party is centered on not the elites, but more of...
It's more for the people. Yes, it is not a political party for those who are supposed to have retired, particularly those who participated in bringing down this nation to their knees, and not a political party where people who are rejected in other political parties should come to.
So you're saying it's a political party for the young, because you said those who are retired as the old.
Yes, there are still older people who were not part of those who destroyed this country. Yeah. Of course, when you mention this, when you identify with some of the challenges we're facing as a country, there are people that you can easily point out to and refer them, particularly those who were in government, since almost from the time we began in this particular democracy from 1999. Many of them, you find them more from 2015 down the line.
So are you saying you don't want people who are deeply experienced in politics to be a part of your political party? If you're probably segregating those ones who were from the 90s and all that, are you saying you don't need experienced leaders in the DLA?
We need experienced leaders in DLA, but we are not looking for the experienced criminals,
Okay.
the experienced bandits, the experienced killers, those who were involved in putting us in the mess that we find ourselves today. Those are not the kind of people we are looking for. Right?
Okay.
We are looking for the fresh ideas. We're looking for Nigerians who believe that this country can be better,
Irrespective of when they joined politics.
irrespective of when they join politics.
Okay.
And for those who are involved in bringing us to where we are today, if they come to the DLA, we'll welcome them. Probably we can reform them, transform them to better citizens. But these are not the people we should put at the front burner. Those people who have been tested and not trusted are not the kind of people we are looking forward
So
to.
are you
So I
saying,
thought
well,
there is no exclusion in governance. I thought there is no setting aside of, it sounds more like you're saying these are the set of people we want, these are the set of people we don't want.
No, it is not like segregation here. This is the position of the founding principles of the Democratic Leadership Alliance. If those people who were there, if they have done reasonably well,
Okay.
there will not be need for us to come up with another political party in the first place. And of course, you know that, I know you guys are journalists. Would you want to join some of these old political parties that have been involved? Look at how PDP boasted, that they were going to rule this country for 60 years. Today, they are crying. These are nemesis. And like I mentioned to you, you now have another political system governing this country. And it is the same people who are running this country. People who were in PDP last year. Today, they are currently in APC. And so on and so forth. They keep changing these names. These are not the kind of people that we want to receive into the political party.
Okay.
We do not need them to win elections. We don't need them to drive our goals and our aspirations as a people. All right? If they come and they wish to support the party, they are not the kind of people that I know that the young-spirited Nigerians in the Democratic Leadership Alliance want to lead the party or represent the party for governance. Some of them have been tried, they have been tested, they cannot be trusted because of the antecedents. So what I'm trying to say here is that the party is not in any way going to push anybody. Of course, it's a political party. But when it comes to the issue of choice, what would it be? What would be the gain of the DLA if we start accommodating those who have participated in so many ways to bring this country to the knees?
but we have people who are wealthy, people who are able to help fund the DLA. Are you saying you will not accept people despite their money? Is money not going to influence? Of course you need money for a political party. You need money to win elections and all that. So are you saying the wealth, financial wealth of this individual would mean nothing to you as a political party?
Well, there is no doubt that funding is needed for the growth of political parties. Now, this funding must not come from corrupt Nigerians.
Okay.
Because these are the things we have come to correct. We cannot go back to Egypt. We have left that system already. This is a country for the young people, the political party, and we want to give opportunity to younger generations. We want to build a system that at the end of the day, our children will be proud that we came to reform political party system in this country. All over the world, political party serves as an engine room for governance. But we do not have political party in this country that have really been able to live up to the expectation in that regard. We have had people moving from one party to another without ideology, without reputation, without clear mandate of the political party. And sometimes the leadership of this political party, most time they are more interested in what they can get in terms of money and not what the vision of the party is all about.
Okay. All right. So there is this growing perception in the streets that the DLA is an appendage, is an extension of the APC. I would want you to clarify that. Is that true?
That is a statement from the pit of hell. Because for us, as a political party, we believe in a new Nigeria. We believe in a Nigeria that is rooted in genuine leadership, and rooted in science and technology. And the political party you just mentioned as a party being an appendix is not a political party that is attributed in all of these things. It is a political party that is rooted in corruption, a political party that is rooted in visionless for the country. So how can we be associated in any way in that regard?
So if you're not associated with the APC, are you associated with any other party?
No.
Now, talking about even association with other parties, if ahead of the 2027 general elections, if we have a political party, a major political party, who would want to invite? Of course, it's constitutional.
No, our party is very clear.
Okay.
Like I mentioned to you, that this is not a political profits, our gains as political party. The major core mandate and vision of the political party is leadership transformation, leadership recruitment, and rooted in science and technology. As a political party, we are going to set up institutions, we're going to set up companies to run systems first before we even go into governance. We're going to test our capacity. We have had some of our members that are undergoing different trainings both within the country and outside the country, and these are the areas where we're going to concentrate on for now, building the confidence in Nigeria and building the confidence among members of our political party, creating the enabling environment for us to strive as a people. It's creating social orientation for our members and the general public at large to understand that, look, if you do not participate in politics, politicians will decide your future somehow. They will decide even your destiny. So we will do less of prayers and be involved in the activities that concerns and rebuilding the nation.
Okay.
And that is what we want to do, and that's what we have commenced over since on Thursday when the party was officially registered.
All right.
And as we move forward, we're going to get more Nigerians. A lot of people have registered, and our membership is open to all Nigerians. Before we announce, we already had our platforms, our websites are there. It's a digitalized political party, and everybody have access to register as a member and be involved in this movement to take this country to the greater heights.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Meme. Of course, it's about time we almost put a wrap to the program. But before we go, Barrister Meme, what are your conclusive statements?
Well, I want to congratulate every member of the party, and also to thank the Independent National Electoral Commission that against all odds, against all speculations that INEC do not have intention to register political parties, and again, many of us also had our feelings that they do not have intention to register political party, but we have been proven wrong in that regard. Our faith has also given us the victory that we so desire. But beyond becoming a political party, the work has begun. And we want to call on all well-meaning Nigerians and every Nigerian who really mean well for this country and who want this country to move forward, both in leadership and in development, and also in the issue of the insecurity we are fixing in this country. It is time for us to begin to articulate the issues, begin to provide solution. While we are not yet in government, we must begin to give suggestions to the government of the day at the various levels to suggest what they should do and how we can get ourselves out of this. The ones they cannot do, then when we come into government, we're going to tackle all of this issue and make Nigeria a better and a safer place for us to live. All
right. Thank you very much once again. In fact, congratulations once again for your party's registration. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Okay. Of course, we would expect to see your party grow to that point where we would say, yes, we had the national chairman in the studio. He was here to speak, and of course, they practiced what they preached. I hope we would see that someday.
Absolutely.
All right, so that brings us to the end of today's edition of Leadership Dialogue. Thank you very much, Esther.
Thank you.
Barrister Meme, thank you so much.
A pleasure.
We appreciate your time, of course.
Thank you.
So to our viewers and listeners, make sure to follow, like, and share. Don't also forget to subscribe at LJE News on all social media platforms to, of course, stay in the loop and join the conversation ahead of our next show. My name is OMOTOLA Adeleke. Bye for now.